Merry Christmas, dice ho-ho-hos. 'Tis the season, and I must have been a very good little boy, because my buddy Josh over at Heimdall Dice sent me a goodie bag for Christmas. Hashtag not sponsored. He also happens to be a good little boy, and sends me stuff all the time just to get my thoughts and opinions on. And so this time, he sent me something that I thought was worth showing off, because he sent me some liquid core dice. And I could show off all the different ones that are in here by making them, but I effing hate making liquid core dice, so I thought this was a good opportunity because they're very varied in their make for a lot of these. So let's talk about them as we go through because there's a lot of cool things you can do with liquid core dice, and again, they suck to make. As a little bonus, they happen to have this new LED dice tray that they come in. I haven't seen that before, and so I thought that was heckin' neat, and I thought I would show that off too because they're actually pretty darn cool. I was expecting them to be a little gimmicky, and I'll show you why I find them cool later. They do have that kind of cardboard feel to them. They are just a dice box that dice come in, but man, do they really elevate the presentation when you open these bad boys. First of all, liquid dice are just cool as heck, but whenever they have this kind of glowy thing behind them, what can you really complain about, right? They look fantastic, and when you open them up, it's definitely an eye-opener for if you're giving this as like a gift to somebody. They sent me 6 different sets, which is all that they offer, and they all have something unique about them, so I'm going to talk about different things as I talk about each set. First off, the green and gold set. It comes out of the dice tray pretty easily, though sometimes, like in life, a little smack on the bottom helps get things going. The box itself is cardboard, the tray inside is this plastic covered in felt, and the reason I'm showing off the green and gold one is because it's the one I was most excited to pull out of the box first. I think it is really cool, and the design overall is something that I don't normally see in these kind of liquid core sets. It's rare to see anything on the outside because mostly you want it to be clear to be able to see the inside, and so having the gold kind of nuggets or flakes on the outside looks really cool to me, and I gotta love the numbers, and obviously I like gold. You can see after I shake it up in there, this is what a liquid core set is. Whenever you spin it around or roll it, you can see all sorts of mica powder or things moving around on the inside. One thing I will say, I was a little disappointed in the D6 here. It did not get filled all the way up with liquid, and so it's really not all that good of a liquid core set. It's the only one out of all of these that I have a problem with, and that includes all sets, but it was disappointing because I was super excited about this green and gold set overall. So that's not the best, but I hope that that just doesn't happen in all of theirs, and it didn't happen in any of the other ones that I saw. Second off, let's take a look at this. I'm going to call it clear and gold one. This one is, wow, I did not expect to like it as much, but once you shake it up, the actual mica powder inside is this kind of opal color, and man, does that go a long way. This is what I wanted to talk about with this set, is you can have different colors on the inside to really change the appearance of a die with a liquid core. Sometimes it's really worth it because, man, our liquid core is just gorgeous, but they are really, really hard to make. So I really enjoyed this set overall, and I'll talk about that more later. And here's a set that I didn't really like. I'm not a big fan of this set. They kind of look like Iron Man dice, but not all the way Iron Man. The yellow is a little bit off from the red, and I don't care for the silver mica on the inside. Maybe it's just because the rest of them are pretty darn cool. This one just feels dull and kind of uninspired. I think the numbers could have been a different color, and I think the red maybe could have been a little bit more vibrant, or maybe the inside should have been a different color. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let me know if you like it. I just think the Nordic theme they have with their dice almost makes that look like a Mario M or a Wario mustache. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. This set was the coolest when I opened up the actual lights. I thought the colors were extremely vibrant. It's the synthesizer set, I call it, because it's blue and pink and silver. And I gotta say, I love it. As soon as I shook it up, this is what I'm talking about. By adding different colored micas, you can completely change a die when you do liquid core. On the inside of these, you can see that there's kind of a resin bubble. You can tell that these dice were made with a glass orb or resin orb that they put the liquid in, added the mica powder, and then capped it off with either more resin or some sort of clear cap. That's one way to make liquid core dice like these. I've done that before in a video, and I'll link that in the top right now. It's kind of difficult to get it in the center whenever you do that. You can also make 2 hollow halves in a 3D printing software and stick them together. That also works really well too, but these were done with that kind of orb style that I've done before. This set I thought I was going to like more, but this is my second least favorite. I did a durability test with this set. I tried to scratch it with the sharpest thing that I could find, which was their D8, and I couldn't get any scratches to show up. I even tried to bang pretty hard against it with the D8, and I got nothing. So you shouldn't have to worry about the durability of these. You should not see many scratch marks at all as you use them, so that's great. But the thing about these dice is I actually like them better when they're not swirled more than I do when they are swirled. So I actually would have preferred these to not be liquid core dice. I think once they are swirled, the numbers look a little weird to me. They're very wizardy, and I love mages, I love wizards, but I would have gone with maybe a pink number on them, but I can always repaint the numbers if I really feel like it. I definitely see what they were going for, but this is my second least favorite so far. I just think it looks better not swirled. Maybe it could have done well with a pink or purple mica powder inside. Now this set is not done with mica powder at all. It's done with glitter, and so this is why I wanted to show this one off, and I thought once I saw this one, I can show them all off for different reasons, is because it's done with glitter on the inside, and that changes how the thing works almost entirely. Mica powder swirls for a long time because it's super light, but glitter is heavy inside. Usually it's water or water and glycerol on the inside because that swirls for longer, but glitter will swirl very well, a lot right in the beginning, but then it stops very quickly. So you can see here as I shake it up, man, oh, it looks really good, but then it slows down and stops a lot more than the others. I don't think that's a problem, but I just wanted to be able to show off the difference in all of these. If I were to rank all of these, I would kind of draw some lines here between favorites and not favorites. Don't like the red one much at all. This kind of darker synth one is pretty cool, but the red one's not my favorite. Again, I think just some different numbers or some different mica powder on the inside would be great. This one has the glitter inside, and taking a look at it before I roll it, I said this one was my third least favorite. The green and gold was my third favorite. I really like the outside and having kind of gold pigment or a gold foil on the outside. I think that's really cool. This one I was expecting to like not at all, but once you start swirling it, it looks really, really good. So it's my second favorite pre-rolling. And this one also was kind of a sleeper. I didn't expect to like this one all that much. I kind of like the green one a lot more, but man, as soon as you swirl it, it just looks like an opal, like a pearl in my hand. It's great. Digressing from the dice for a little bit, we will come back to those. I always have liked Heimdall as a company. They're local to me, and so that's always nice, but they also have this cool dice warranty program to where if you lose one, they'll just send you one for free. That's kind of rare to get something like that in this industry, so I think that's really neat, and that's why I've always liked them, and I like showing their stuff off. The card that came in the box has a QR code showing how to orient the dice in the box, which I definitely didn't need. I knew how to do it right away. Speaking of the box, let's take a look at it. It's that kind of smooth cardboard that's black, and it's got gold Nordic looking runes on it. I think it's really cool. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to change the LEDs. I thought it was going to be plastic and cheap, and once it ran out of battery, it was done because I couldn't find a way to get at it. But once you take the insert out, it's actually pretty easily. It's just a couple screws and it's a coin battery. So as far as longevity, you can actually use these boxes for a long time, which I think is great because I was really expecting that this was going to be cheap and just throwaway material. So that was a very, very nice surprise. You can also turn off the LEDs if you just want to use the box later for its own box purposes. Everything in here seems pretty safe. None of the wires are at risk of electrocuting you or anything like that. They do kind of have different colors depending on if a wire's in the way. So if you find that yours is in the way and you're seeing this weird green diffraction of light or refraction, I'm not entirely sure, you can just tape those wires out of the way. The whole thing is molded plastic to their dice shapes, which are unique, but you can put your own dice in them. Their dice are a little bit larger, and I'm showing off one of my handmade dice here, and they're typically larger than a normal like Chessex set, so theirs are definitely larger, but it will fit in. If you don't have a clear die though, don't really bother with it because you can't see the lights behind it if you don't use a transparent or translucent die there. You can see my D4 is a different shape than theirs, but it still can fit in. Your mileage will vary depending on your shape, but it does work. It's time to get to rolling these dice so we can see how they look and sound and see if that changes my opinions on them. You may recall that Heimdall is the one that I got the most amount of gold dice possible from a long time ago, which is a fun video I still enjoy if you want to check that one out. But let's go ahead and get to rolling these so you can see how they look and sound. Rolling them did actually change which ones I liked from least to most favorite on left to right. I swapped the green and the glitter ones because the glitter ones look fantastic when you roll them. So if you do end up wanting to get these, I actually could not find them on their website anywhere. I don't know why, they're just not there yet, but they are on their Amazon page that I found them. So I'll put a link in the description for anybody who does want to get these. It is an affiliate link, but again, this isn't sponsored, so they're not sending me money for this. I'm just showing you where to get them, and if you happen to get them through Amazon, I'll take a little cut. The only thing I didn't like about these sets was, again, just color preferences and the fact that this green one's D6 was missing quite a bit of liquid inside of its liquid core. But again, because they have that warranty, if I message them, they will send me a new one out for free immediately. I only try and show off new products or things that I think are interesting or I haven't shown before, but I think between the LED case on these and the fact that it's a bunch of different liquid cores with a bunch of different liquid styles, that I think it was worth showing off because it's something I haven't really talked about or shown off on the channel before. Hey, do me a favor and leave a comment down below talking about something nice that you did for somebody or that somebody did for you this holiday season. My family is sick this holiday season, so it'd be really nice to read some wholesome stuff that would put a smile on our faces. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I want to hear that too. Either way, I hope that you have a fantastic holiday season and a fantastic day.